Hey, what's up, mi gente? My name is JC Palafox, and while I can't be there with you guys live, I didn't want to miss the opportunity to tell you how awesome the Internet Income System and Atlas Academy have been to me. In October 2023, I lost most of my income, like 95% of my income, when I lost one of my most important clients, and I decided to just give it my all into the Internet Income System. October, I made $3,000, November, $4,000, December, $5,000, and in January, I made $13,000. I've made $25,000 in 4 months with this opportunity, so please, guys, don't miss out. The thing I love the most is that everyone who I have brought into this opportunity loves it. That's what I love the most about this, all right? So don't miss out, join in, see you guys around.
What's up, everyone? It is Thursday, February 8th, and today we're going to talk about something exciting. I like to call it the 2K per day formula, which 2K stands for 2,000. So $2,000 per day, a formula to be able to generate that kind of money. Now, before we get into it, the first thing that we're going to have to figure out is how can you believe in the idea, even fathom the idea that you can make 2K per day. Okay, so I at one point struggled to even believe that I could make $300 per day. And it was such a struggle that it was one of my biggest limiting beliefs in my life. I just did not believe I could make $300 in a single day. Okay, so I'm going to start off by sharing with you a little story because I want you guys to get to know me as your trainer. It's a true story. It's an important part of my journey, and hopefully it can be inspiring to a little bit of you. So, in 1998, I was bussing tables. I was like a dishwasher that turned into a busboy. I was bussing tables at a restaurant in 1998. I came in from the floor, and one of the waiters had all the busboys gathered around him, and he was just waving his hands like this and talking about money. So I went and sat in with all the other busboys, and this waiter saying, "Oh my God, you guys, you could all get rich." Now, this was the Shadowbrook restaurant in Santa Cruz, California. Shadowbrook restaurant, Santa Cruz, California. 1998. So anyways, his idea of getting rich was he had just joined this multi-level marketing company. And so he went in the back to all the bus boys and he tried to get us all rich. And I go, well, how do I find more information? And he says, you got to go. Oh, look, Marcus worked there. What a small world. How crazy is that? It's a tiny little restaurant in Santa Cruz, California. God, so weird. But yeah, I was a busboy. Not the 80s, though. This was 98 or something like that. So here's what happened. I said, how can I get more information? He's like, well, this guy's going to present in San Francisco tomorrow night. And I'm like, San Francisco? It's like an hour and a half away. Right? I didn't even have a car. So he's like, oh, don't worry. We're going to all carpool there. So anyways, we end up going to San Francisco. And this guy named Nathan Ricks. I don't know if anybody knows the name Nathan Ricks. You can let me know in the chat if you do. This guy named Nathan Ricks comes out on a stage and he's got this suit. He just got this glow of money. This guy is just money, 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 money. And I swear his feet didn't touch the ground. He just floated at least 2 inches off the stage at all times. And he just glided from one side of the stage to the other, sharing some story. And I was hypnotized. I was like, wow, if this is a cult, I want in. Anyways, he made his millions, like tens of millions of dollars in a company called Nu Skin. But in 1998, Nu Skin had a spinoff company. Anybody in the chat know what it was? Real quick, bonus points. In 1998, Nu Skin had a spinoff multi-level marketing company by the name of, no one got it. No one's fast enough, at least. By the name of Big Planet. Okay? It was called Big Planet. Now, you had to join Nu Skin. You had to join CML, but here's what Big Planet was. Big Planet was a technology company in 1998 that was harnessing the power of technology and the internet in 1998. And I loved those things. I loved technology. I loved the internet. Nu Skin was like, what was Nu Skin? Was it makeup or cosmetics or something? Live Forever products like shampoo, hair growth shampoo. So anyways, I wanted nothing to do with Nu Skin. That sounded like some old school multi-level marketing company. But Big Planet, they had this product called the iPhone. Not this. Okay. It was an actual phone that had a video conference on it. And you could sell somebody that phone. You sell them two, one for you and like one for your grandma, one for your mom. And you could talk to each other over video conferencing. This was unheard of at the time. In 1998, this was unheard of. They had another product. They had all these technology products that were like way ahead of their time, like brilliantly ahead of their time. Like this company should have been a quad-billion company. Okay. They had a product called DWP, right? It was a product that built dynamic web pages. It was a dynamic web page builder, DWP builder, dynamic web page builder. What it was a done for you website. You buy it, and all you have to do is just swap out the logo and just put in your content. It's all done for you, and it's clean and it's nice and it's organized. You just choose template. The whole thing was done for you. In 1998, no one had websites. Okay, so you got to understand this company was way ahead of its time. So I see this guy, Nathan Rick, sharing all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, I'm in. Let's go. I can sell all this stuff. And then at the end of the meeting, they're talking to me. They're like, yeah, it's just like $299 to join. I'm like, $299, like who's got that kind of money? Okay, there was no way. I'm like, who's got that kind of, no one's actually going to pay $299 to join something. Do you know what I'm saying? No one's going to do that. So I instantly lost my belief. And I was like, that's ridiculous. So anyways, I somehow convinced somebody upline to pay for me because I'm smooth like that. I was like, yo, you make money off me, right? Take a chance. Come on, take a chance. I'm $299. Come on, take a chance at me. I'm gonna be the next big thing. So anyways, then they're like, okay, you just got to recruit your friends in this multi-level and you make all this money. So I went to the college, right? I went to the local college and I started recruiting everybody. And they all went in. This person wants in, this person. I'm like, check out this. They got all these products. We're gonna make so much money. They all joined, but no one could afford the $299 because we're all broke college kids living on ramen. So I never made any money in that company, but there was a product called the DWP Builder. This thing built web pages. Now, my cost was $299 for this product. It cost me $300. Anything over $300 that I charged, I made money on. So I got this idea. Okay. I went to audit a class of the, because I dropped out of high school. I wasn't a member of this college. I just liked going to the college because there was like ambitious people there versus my friends on the streets. No, I'm not talking to my friends. You guys don't know how I grew up. You ain't talking to my friends. No. We're not pitching them opportunities. Worst decision ever. So I was going to the college where I didn't know anybody. And I went into a class to audit the class. And this class was business and marketing. And in the class, the teacher says, somebody says, hey, because it's adults in there too. College has like kids and adults. It's like a mix. So one of the adults says, hey, what about a website? Should my business get a website? And the teacher says, this is 1998. The teacher says, I don't think you should get a website. The internet's still proving itself. It's kind of a fad right now. We don't know if it's going to be around. I wouldn't waste much energy on that. There's really, no one's going to see it. I just wouldn't do it. And I got upset because like now you're battling me. You're attacking me. So I'm just a student auditing the class. I didn't pay for nothing. I'm in the back of the class. I raise my hand. And she's like, yes, you. Who are you? And I go, Chris. She's like, oh, are you a student here? I'm like, oh, I'm auditing the class. She goes, okay, what's your question? I go, oh, no, I just disagree with you. She's like, what do you mean? I go, oh, I disagree with you. I think everybody here should have a website. I think if you don't have a website, you're going to get left in the dust. I think you're going to get left behind, because here I'm joining this multi-level. I saw this guy float on stage. He had a suit. If you have a suit, you're making at least $1 million. So I drank the Kool-Aid, you know what I'm saying? So I'm already like, no, you are just wrong. And so she goes, Chris, it was? I go, yeah, if you know so much about this, why don't you come up and teach the class? So I said, okay. And I went up and taught the class. That was my first day ever public speaking in my life. I went up and taught the class and I told them all you need a website. After class, I had like 4 or 5 people surround me and they all said, yo, can you build me a website? How much do you charge? And in the minute, I was so scarcity minded. I thought I'm just going to charge them like cost just so I can get some client. I want, what's the lowest amount I could say so they'll say yes, right? This is how scarcity minded I was. My cost is 300. So if they give me 300, I won't make any money because I have to buy the product. But at the same time, I'll have a client, which is better than having no clients. And then I can maybe have this. So anyways, I got all these like 5 people at cost. I didn't make any money, but I saw that it worked and people wanted it. I built up all those websites. So anyways, now I'm living in a 250 square foot studio. I'm living on ramen and coffee, and I can't even afford a laptop. So I'm catching the 2 buses to go to the junior college to use the computer there because I don't have a computer. I'm flat broke, and I'm eating like, I'm drinking coffee all day, then coming home at night and eating like 4 packs of ramen. Super healthy, by the way. And I'm catching multiple buses all over town. Okay. You guys got to imagine, I got plants growing in my windows from the outside. Okay. It's a real bad place. And I'm trying to think positively, but I can't even get over the idea of like making 3,000 a month was just out of scope for me. Right. Cause like, it's like, I'm just like working at the restaurant, not even making 3,000 a month. So then all of a sudden, Google comes out a few years later. Google comes out. Everybody wants to be ranked in Google. I don't know what time this is now, 2003 or something like that. My first 5 years was just me just figuring life out. So, and also keep in mind, I'm like a young bad kid. So like there was a learning curve in terms of like being a good person that I had to go through. I had to become a different person. So whenever Google came out, like 2003 or 2 or somewhere around there, they had this program called Google AdSense. It's not when Google came out, sorry, it's when Google AdSense came out. When Google AdSense came out, I went to all of my clients and I basically was like, hey, I could get you ranked in Google, but just let me put this little ad on your site. So I got all my clients to agree to that and it worked. And I was like, oh, this is actually can make some money here. But then I read the terms and conditions and realized like I'm not doing it right. So I closed it all down. And then I reformatted, reset everything up, and got Google Ads back out there on the sites. So then I started making $100 a day. Now, this first $100 a day, this was really my first big money online. Making $100 a day, it's probably around 2003. I'm making $100 a day every single day. Waking up, just making money passively. And I felt rich. I felt like I had cracked the biggest code in the world. Now, granted, 3,000 really wasn't a lot of money. I'm living in California in a beach town, right? 3,000 really wasn't a lot of money. But do you know that feeling? It's like, it's not about making the money. It's about cracking the code that you now believe you can make the money. That's what I did. That is the feeling that I want to transfer to you. The whole purpose of this story is that there's an obstacle right now. It's not about you making 10 grand or 50 grand or 100 grand. It's not about that. It's about you simply having that aha moment where a little switch is flipped and suddenly the belief goes crazy. And I'm not saying like fake belief. Yeah, all of you guys can be like, I want to make 10,000 a month. I want to make 100,000 a month. I want to be a millionaire. That's not belief. That's just affirmations, right? That's just declarations. That's different. Belief is like, I believe like belief is based on the reality you create. And it's like a deep belief. Okay. There is a deep belief. Okay. So this is what I want you to get. What happened was I went from $100 a day. I set this crazy goal, this nuts goal. And I said, I want to have my first $10,000 month. I want to make $10,000 in a single month. My friends are laughing at me. My friend George is a milkman. He's waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, 4:30 a.m. in the morning, delivering cartons of milk. You know, like my friends are working these just jobs that are just gritty jobs that they're just getting paid junk. And they're all like apprentices to the real people because we're all young. So like, no, none of us are making 10 grand. It was not written in our story. And I'm telling you the truth. Like, I actually didn't believe it either. When they were laughing at me, I was not disagreeing with them. I'm kind of like, okay, of course it's a pipe dream. I'm not saying it's real, but like, what if I made 10 grand in a month? Because 10 grand in a month to me was like, you are balling. You are definitely lifestyles of the rich and famous. Whoever that dude was that traveled around and interviewed people on lifestyle, the rich and famous, the nerdy, successful guy, whatever, that guy's going to come to me. That guy's, because I'm making 10 grand a month. Okay. That's if I'm making 10 grand a month, he's coming to me. So I set this audacious goal. Now to you, we're modern. It's 2024. This might be different, but my goal was simply $100 a day to $300 a day. I wanted to figure out how to get there. And it felt impossible. Literally. So I had to like remove myself from all my friends in order to believe it. Is milkman a euphemism? No, he wasn't like a 1950s milkman. You know what I'm saying? He's not like euphemism is like, yeah, he's delivering milk to like the moms that are stay-at-home moms during the day or something like that. No, he was delivering milk to businesses like coffee shops and things like that every day, like commercial, more commercial milk, but build milk cartons. But the thing is that the biggest belief in my mind that I had to overcome was I had to eliminate my friends in my life. So in order for me to go from 100 to 300 a day, I was already making 100 a day, I had belief, but I didn't have enough belief to get 300. I had to cut out all my friends. So I went to George, the milkman, and I said, George, I'm leaving Santa Cruz. I am out of here. I am going. And you can either come with me and I'll teach you everything I'm doing. Look at this. I'm making $100 a day on the internet. You can either come with me and take a gamble. He's like, I don't even got a laptop. I go, that don't matter. Just it's a gamble. I'm leaving the city. I'm done. You're either coming with me or not. And he's like, what about my girlfriend? I'm like, I got a girlfriend too. Like, we'll ask them if they want to come, but if they don't want to come, I'm leaving without them. Like, I was just dead set. I am leaving this town. He goes, well, where are you moving? I said, I don't care. As I said, it's got to be at least 2.5 hours away. He goes, why 2.5? It's got to be far enough away. I got an excuse to not have to come back all the time, right? But it's got to be close enough that I could come back and see the family. So it's got to be at least 2-3 hours away. So anyways, we ask our girlfriends. They say, sure. I asked George. He says, sure. We all move. We move in a city called Roseville, California, which is like 3 hours away from Santa Cruz. We're living in Roseville, and we get an apartment together, all four of us. And within my first week there, I instantly believed I could make $300 a day. I told him, I'm like, George, I'm going to make $300 in a single day. I'm going to do it. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to make, he's like, no. I go, we're going to celebrate. If I make $300 in a day, we're going to go eat lobster for the first time in our lives. Steak and lobster, the dream. Sure enough, almost instantly, Robin Leach, that's what I was thinking of. Side note. Sure enough, next thing you know, just like that, boom. Just like that, boom. We're making it. $300 a day. Now, what about George? George quits his safe, secure job as a milkman to come out with me. My abundance is so high and my belief is so high in myself. I believe not only can I scale my business $300 a day, but I also have enough time to help scale my friend's business from scratch who never even done anything like this at all. Doesn't know how to type. George in his first month makes $5,000 his first month. More money than he had ever made in a month in his life. You guys, yes, times have changed. We do different things. But what you don't realize is that the hardest thing for us to overcome in our minds is the belief that it's possible for us. And in order to create that belief, we either need to add things in our lives or subtract things in our lives. An example would be adding a community like this of like-minded people that are believers and maybe removing some of your existing community. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, you guys. I think friends are everything. I think friends and family are the most important things we have in this world. But at the same time, you hear the quote, right? The quote is always like, you become the average of the 5 people you associate with the most. So when I'm hanging out with my thug friends, my misfit friends, I'm more likely to become a misfit. If I'm hanging out with criminals, I'm more likely to do crime. If I'm hanging out with college students, I'm more likely to get an education. If I'm hanging out with entrepreneurs, I'm more likely to be an entrepreneur. If I'm hanging out with blue collar workers at jobs with the consistency of the early mornings and come home tired, exhausted, and dirty, I'm more likely to be that. So we become the average of the 5 people we associate with the most, right? Or just we become the average. Our close proximity of who we talk to the most, who we associate with the most, is sort of where our levels of thinking come from. See, if you can simply replace the people you're around the most with, like, start replacing with some people who are where you want to go, right? I'm not saying to get, you might have a broke cousin who you love more than anything in the world, and you may just love being around them. It's not like they have to make money. It's just that, are they pulling you down or are they lifting you up? If they're not empowering you, then maybe just take a break for a little while. Just take a break for a little while. Because if you could just get around some people that think big. Now, for me, I had to cut my friends out because they were the crabs in a bucket. You know the story, the crabs in the bucket? Crab tries to get out. The other crabs try to crawl on it. So they end up just all pulling each other down because they all want to get out. Those are my friends. My friends were more likely to pull me down to try to pull themselves up. They would say, oh my God, yeah, we want to go with you. We want to go, come down here to help us. Come back down here and help us, you know? And they just wanted help. But in order to help, they would pull me down. They would say, yes, we want to get out too. So come down here and help us. And it's difficult. So I had to get rid of, I had to create an entirely new thing. I had to move to a new city. I had to change up my environment. I had to be fully focused on one thing. I quit the job. I quit multi-level. I quit all these different things. And I fully focused on one thing, laser focused, and crushed it. And I got new association. I started getting new association. I started finding people online that were succeeding. I started finding examples that it could work for me. And that parlayed that from $300 a day, which is $10,000. Once I had my first $10,000 month, the very next month I made $20,000. I ended up making 6 figures in commissions from Google AdSense, 6 figures in commissions from Amazon, and 6 figures in commission from an SEO agency that I ran. Plus gifts. Clients love me. I mean, I had unlimited cookies from the Pacific Cookie Company in Santa Cruz. Good place. I mean, it was unlimited day olds, but I mean, I could go to the warehouse any day I wanted and all the day olds are mine because I did such a good job for them. I had clothing companies sending me clothing. Like thousands of dollars in clothing just because I was making them. I had a clothing company. I'm like, why are you giving me $3,000 worth of gifts for Christmas? He goes, bro, you made us over $1 million in revenue. And I'm like, I need to do this for myself. And from there, I parlayed that into different opportunities and ended up having my first $100,000 month, and then ended up having my first $100,000 day, my first $1 million month. My first $1 million week, my first $1 million day, my first $10 million year. It's crazy what's possible. Now, let's go back to the beginning of this story. I struggled so hard. My biggest point of belief was I struggled to believe that I could make $10,000 a month, which I calculated at $300 a day. I know it's slightly more, but like $300 a day. And once I believed, and once I believed and I really saw it was possible, I knew what changes I needed to make. I made those changes and I achieved the goal. So what is that for you? So let's talk about $2,000 as a number, the 2K per day. I was talking about 300 per day. This isn't even 10 times more, and we have 1,000 times more knowledge available, 1,000 times more tools available than I had back then. That income took me 5 years of grueling to get. And I mean, full time. Like I was just full-time entrepreneur for 5 years before I could move out of a 250 square foot studio. It was difficult. It was a difficult time, a difficult trial and tribulation for me. And so, but I wanted it so bad, I was unwilling to just settle for the 250 square foot studio with the plants coming in the doors. You know what I'm saying? So, and no laptop, catching the bus, man. So it's embarrassing to think about it, but like I didn't even look embarrassed. I was just like, I just knew I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of here. It's going to happen. So what is your limiting belief? You got to identify what it is. There's obviously a number you believe you can make. Like you probably believe you can make $1 a day, right? So somewhere there's a spectrum. There's a number you believe you can make, and there's probably a number that you reach kind of like the lack of belief, and then there's the impossible. For me, it was $300 a day. Now, knowing what I know now, had I focused, I was so focused on $300 a day that once I hit $300 a day, I was pretty much done. I was like, all right, I've succeeded. And I stopped working on it. I started going jet skiing. We moved out from the apartment. We were making enough money that we moved out from the apartment, got our own little places, went and got a car, starting to do like lifestyle. I mean, I was done. I made $300 a day. So what, like, I'm done. I hit the top. Had I instead been a little bit more, had I built my belief bigger, I would have done really well back then. But it took me a couple more years before I really stepped up. So here's the thing I want to say about this is that going back full circle, 2,000 per day, you have to get to a point where you can believe that the way that I believe $300 per day. I told that whole story to anchor this for you. The same way that I had to believe in $300 a day, I need you guys to believe in $2,000 a day. But I'm going to make it easier for you than it was for me. I'm going to show you how the $2,000 is easier than it was for me. So I need to start with a higher number. The reason I need to start with a higher number is because I want to start with gross revenue. I don't want to start with profit. I want to start with gross revenue. So there's revenue minus expenses equals profit. Okay, so let's say, for example, that I buy a computer for $2,000 and I sell that computer for $2,000, right? I have now made $2,000. I got a screenshot. I can post that in the Facebook group right now. I made $2,000. Look at my Stripe. Look at my PayPal. Because I made $2,000. But it cost me $2,000 to buy that laptop. I just sold it at cost, right? So here's the thing. This is what I want you guys to do. This is going to be a huge shift for you guys. And I'm going to explain to you why. I want you guys to seriously consider doing that. I want you guys to seriously consider doing exactly what I just said. Essentially, like almost equal to like buying a product and selling it at cost. Because here's why. When you buy a product and sell it at cost, you're not making money, but you are still gaining skills. You are gaining skills in product acquisition and you're gaining skills in sales. So even though you're not making money, you're developing the skills of a moneymaker. It is an income producing activity. It is producing income. It may not be producing profit, but that's fine because it's not that much risk if as long as you're like closely selling it for roughly around the amount that you bought it for. It would be like this. Right now, I can go, for example, to an auction, a car auction, and I could go buy 2 or 3 cars. Okay. I could take those 2 or 3 cars and I could go then find a dealership that allows you to put them on the lot as a consignor. You can basically consign the cars to the dealership. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of used car dealerships are selling other people's cars. Okay. Even exotic dealerships selling other people's cars. You provide the inventory for a dealership and you have a set amount, and then the dealership sells the car for more than that. They know that your set amount is their bottom line and anything over is profit. So I might buy a car from the auction for $2,400 and I might go to the dealership and say, okay, I need $2,500 for it. And you might say, well, Chris, that's crazy. Why would you go through so much effort for $100? Because let's take the profit out of this. I really want you guys to try to understand. Please do me a favor. If you are paying attention right now, if you actually are engaged, paying attention, throw a 1 in the chat. Because maybe you guys are drifting because I'm in story mode. Put a 1 in the chat if you're actually paying attention, because this was a game changer for me. This is the game. I'm not trying to do mindset. I'm really just trying to prepare you for success. I'm trying to get you to think differently than the way that you've been taught before. So let's say I buy for $2,400, I sell for $2,500, and my time was worth the extra difference. Let's say I'm selling for $100 more to the dealership. Okay. And I'm not even getting the money right away. I got to wait till they sell it. Well, let me explain to you how I will make more money doing that than I would buying a car for $2,400 and selling it to the dealership for $5,000. I will make more money doing that. And if you want evidence, I have documented evidence to back this belief up. And it's called my 90-day e-com challenge. I ran a 90-day e-com challenge in 2017, and I taught this strategy, and it was massively successful. Massively successful. Okay? Massively. So listen, at the end of the day, this is just a concept that's going to sound native, but I believe you're going to be far more successful. If I went to an auto auction and I bought a car for $2,400, and I went to a dealership and I listed the car for $2,500, I'm the wholesaler. I'm the person providing the inventory. Then, a couple weeks later, the dealer cuts me a check for $2,500, sold the car. I've gotten nowhere, but first let's just acknowledge my risk is hedged pretty well. I've got an actual physical car that hedges the risk. I've got a contract with a dealership. I'm going to go with the dealership that's got a track record. And I've at the end of the day, like I'm going to get my $2,500. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to get my $2,500. I know the game enough to know that. Now watch this. I want you to stop thinking about money. What skills did I gain in this process? Right? But like, not even just skills. Look at all the other things I gained. Okay? All of these things. 1, I have a connection with the dealership now. So I've established myself as somebody who's able to supply cars at a good rate to a dealership for them to make money. In fact, they probably make more money off my cars than the other cars. Which wholesaler do you think they like the best? they're probably making more money from me because I'm undercutting everybody else, right? So I'm already undercutting the competition, and I'm able to now have a place that I know I can provide cars cheap enough they could sell. The auto auction, I'm able to go to the auto auction. I'm able to pick out cars. I'm able to bid on them. I'm able to buy them, and I'm able to transport them. So I need some experience. Listen, I'm new to the business, right? I need some experience at this. So I need some experience. I need a certain amount of hours. You got to get in the repetitions. You can't go to the gym one day and be like, all right, now I'm going to bench press 300. You got to get some repetition. You got to go to the gym. You got to get a workout routine. You got to see how your muscles go. You got to feel out your soreness. You got to see if you can be consistent with it before you can really become a gym bro or whatever. So I'm going to the auctions, right? And I'm starting to realize there's a preview day. I could start to get I could realize I can have a mechanic look at the cars. Then there's a purchase day, and I realize what the true value of cars are and what's a good deal and how to be able to, how to bid and how to bid properly and how to win the bids and when to back out of the bids. I need a certain amount of hours in that skill to get good at it. Okay. Then on top of that, I need a certain amount of hours in being able to figure out how to be able to buy cars at a good enough price that I can still sell them at a profit. And at the same time, how I can develop relationships at the different dealerships and start building up my network so that I can actually do this as a career and do this successfully. If done right, I can figure out a way to start doing a turnkey system where I can go to the auctions on Tuesdays, preview day. I can buy the cars on Wednesdays. On Thursdays, I can have them shipped to an auto detailer or a friend of mine that does something. And on Fridays, I could have them on a lot. So I could buy a car on Tuesday, have it on the lot Friday. And then the next week I go again Tuesday, buy a couple more cars, have them on a lot. And within a month turnaround, I'm getting my money back. And now I can start to do this again and again and again. And I can start to increase my margins because now I have a reputation, I have a track record. Next thing you know, I can become the biggest wholesaler in the entire city. And no one will be able to touch me just because I figure I cracked the code, right? And this is the thing, I could be so much bigger if I did it that way. Everybody wants the instant gratification. I want to buy a car for $2,500. I want to sell it for $5,000. But yeah, so you have $2,500. Fine. But you didn't give the dealer a good price, right? You didn't get experience, right? There's so many other things that are going on. So I applied the same model to the Shopify industry. Okay, so here's what happened. When I was training, I have a Facebook group with 55,000 members in the Ecom Challenge. The 90-day Ecom Challenge had 55,000 members in it. I was the #1 affiliate for Shopify at the time, made millions and millions of dollars, okay? Millions of dollars during this period. And what we taught was essentially, I did 90 days of free Shopify training, and you had to sign up for Shopify through my affiliate link to get it, okay? So I sacrificed 90 days of my life. Okay, every day going an hour or two a day, 90 days of my life, weekends too. Traveling, I'd live stream from my phone at the airport, didn't matter. 90 days. But all you had to do is get a free trial under my affiliate link to qualify. And it was just ridiculous. There was a huge amount of trials. So one of the things that I taught them is this idea. And I want you're going to apply this to your business too. In order to be successful selling a Shopify product, we were teaching drop shipping. In order to be successful, it really came down to 3 things, okay? So the main things that you have is you have the cost of the product itself. So let's say you're selling hats, okay? You have the actual cost of this hat. I can't get around that. The product is going to cost something. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this, even if it's cheap, it's going to cost something. So you have the cost of the product itself. That's your cost, by the way. Your cost, like in my case with the car, was the cost of the car. So you have your cost of the product. The second cost is going to be the cost of shipping. So I need to get this product to somebody's house. So I need to get this hat to your house. So there's going to be a shipping involved, right? So cost of product is 1, cost of shipping is 2. Now, the last cost is acquisition, which means I got to pay to get a customer. I mean, it doesn't matter if I have a good price. It doesn't matter if I have a good product and a good price, right? And good shipping. If nobody's buying it, the whole thing fails anyway. So I gotta be able to have some money for advertising. Like how much did I spend to acquire a customer? So you have those 3 things. This is really the model for succeeding in e-com. And it also pulls down into buying ads for Atlas IIS. So it's just a valuable topic for you guys to learn. 3 things: cost of product, cost of shipping, cost of acquisition, like cost of goods instead of product, right? Cost of goods, cost of shipping, cost of acquisition. You can write those 3 things down. These 3 things are going to come in handy. All right, to give myself a thumbnail in case I want it. So here's what we want to do. We want to figure out which is the problem. Now, I want your C personality types right now to put on your glasses. Pull out your pocket, pull the calculator out of your pocket protector. Okay? For C personality types. And I want you to think about this equation here. Which one of those is the problem? Which one of those is likely the problem when you're selling? So if you've got all those 3 things, right? I'm selling this, I got a product. This product has a cost to purchase. Then I have a cost to ship it. And then I have a cost to acquire a customer, right? Which is the problem? Go for it. Chat. Which is the problem? How much this thing costs? How much it costs to ship? Or how much it costs to acquire a customer? Let's see. Let's see what you guys say. This is going to be fun. So far, one person's close. Everybody else is wrong. It's a trick question. I feel bad already. I already feel bad. It's a trick question, y'all. I'm just trying to. No one's actually right. The closest though would be the people that said all, and the people that said none, somewhere in that range, right? But it's definitely the only actual answer is you don't know. There's the only actual answer is it's a trick question. You can't know. Like, for example, let's say that right now I'm pricing this at let's say I'm pricing this at $2. So I'm charging $2 for this bottle of water, and it costs me 50 cents to ship, and it costs me $2 in advertising to acquire a customer. Okay, so there's my cost, right? I got my 3 costs figured out. So I'm acquiring customers for $2, they're spending $2.50, and I'm breaking even, right? Because it costs $2 and 50 cents to ship. Okay, now how do I get profitable? It's hard, right? Like I either got to go get this product cheaper. So if I raise the price though, I may get less sales. If I raise the price of shipping, I may get less sales. If I go find this cheaper, I don't know where I can buy in bulk to be able to get cheaper. So it's an interesting thing that we don't know which one of those. One of those variables is off. It's either the price we're paying, the price of shipping, or the price of the product. One of those variables is off. So here's the thing. I realized early on, the way my brain works with math is I realized, how do I know which one it is? How do I know which one it is? And I thought the only way, get me out. This is how my brain works. I think this is genius. You guys could take it as me just talking and blabbing if you want. Granted, I have a decent track record, so hopefully you guys don't think I'm just blabbing to fill in time, because my time's worth money too. I don't have to be here. Here's my way of solving this problem. My way of solving this problem was, well, why don't we take 2 of the 3 and make them absolutely no-brainer? There's no way those could be the issue. For example, let's say that I'm charging $12.99 for shipping and handling. It very well may be that $12.99 is like scaring people away at the checkout, right? So then I might lower it to $9.99, to $8.99, to $7.99, $6.99. I may keep split testing. I get it down to $4.99, and now suddenly people are checking out, right? Maybe I get it. So at some point, there's a number. There's some sort of a sweet spot. There's a number that's too high. There's a number that is too low. You could be charging more. And then there's a sweet spot. The sweet spot might be a $4.99 shipping and handling, for all I know. So the only way to find that number out would be to split test the different prices. But those prices won't matter if you're already charging too much for the product. So for example, 99 cents is nothing to ship, right? 50 cents, nothing. But $2 for the product might be too much. People might say, I'm not going to go online and buy a bottle of water for $2. I could buy, like where they might, like it's the wrong market, right? I think if you're at a sporting event, you're at a football game, in a stadium, you'll probably buy water for $8. It's all about your positioning. Where are you, right? If you're in a movie theater and they sell the same water, it's going to be more than $2. So, but if you're just like online shopping, you're not going to spend $2 for this. So you have to kind of understand the context of how you price things and the value you give the things, right? So essentially, like instead of a water, I would probably offer a water and something else. Now, the big thing is if you could take 2 of the 3 variables, and let's say I want to figure out what the right shipping is. If I took the other variables and I knocked down the price to where it was a no-brainer, I think we got it. Perfect example. Let's say that I made shipping $4.99. Okay? But I made this product right here. Let's say that I made, instead of selling 1, let's say that I sold, I don't know, let's say a 3-pack, right? I sell a 3-pack and I sell it for as low as I possibly can. Now you might say cost, sell it at cost. No, I'm going to sell it way below my cost. I'm actually going to lose money. The only way that I'm going to win is to lose first. This is the concept that doesn't make any sense to anybody but me. I'm going to sell these at a loss in order to get the data that I need to figure out all three of those price points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell these as cheap as I possibly can, right? And then I'm going to charge as little as I can for shipping, as little as I can. And then now I'm going to make shipping literally almost nothing, 99 cents. And I'm going to make this 3-pack, instead of when I want to sell this for $2 each, that'd be $6. I'm going to make this 3-pack 99 cents. Now watch what happens. This is 99 cents and 99 cents shipping. Okay, that's pretty low. Okay, now we can rule out that price of product is the issue because it's 99 cents. We can rule out that shipping cost issue because it's 99 cents. So we've got this so low. Out of those 3, we now know it's not these 2. The only one left could be ads. Now, if this is not selling, it's only because I'm not good at ads. Okay, but what if I'm really good at ads and this is priced at $5? I might cancel the whole thing, even though my ads were incredible, but my ads were being ruined by this being $5 or by the shipping being $5. Maybe this was 99 cents, but the shipping's $5. One of those 2 things could mess with my advertising, and now I'm not able to advertise. So when you guys really want to understand how to scale something, the most important thing for you to be able to figure out is if you're going to advertise something, you need to make sure that the product is an absolute no-brainer, that the product is not the problem. The price is not the problem. The fulfillment is not the problem. You need to make sure that issue is off the table so you can focus purely on ads. Then once you get ads working, once you know the ads are working, it's making sales at a loss. I'm not saying lose money forever. Now that at least you're seeing sales come in, you're starting to win because you've successfully figured out how to place an ad, get a stranger on the internet to buy one of your waters. So now you know what you can do? Raise it to $1.50. You're still taking a loss, but let's see if you can still convert. It's working. Raise it to 2. It's working. Raise it to 250. It's working. Raise it to 3. It's not. Lower it to $2.99. Let's go back to 250. Now let's figure out shipping. It's at 99 cents. Selling for 250. Can we raise this to $1.49? Can we raise this to $1.99? $2.99. Next thing you know, we settle in at $1.99. Now we have the data. We know for a fact we can advertise and get customers, and this needs to sell at $2.99, and the shipping needs to be $1.99, and we now make money. We now make money. But here's the thing. When you understand advertising, we understand marketing, losses are limited. You're just playing with small amounts of money to get data. They're very limited. Maybe I spent $1,000 figuring out all this data. But gains are unlimited, meaning I can scale to an unlimited amount. Like think about this just for a minute. Okay, think about this just for a minute. Let's make it like the stock market. So let's say that I want to buy Apple stock. Okay, so I buy Apple stock. I'm just going to use fake prices. Don't worry about the real prices. Let's just say Apple stock's $100. Okay, so if I buy a stock and it's $100, and now I may set what's your bottom line? I might say if this stock goes down to 50 cents, sell it all. I'll get back half my money and I'll learn from the experience. If it goes to 50 cents, just sell it all. Okay. Okay, Chris, where do you want to stop it if it's winning? And let's say I'm not like a day trader. I would say, why would I stop it? I mean, all I would do is keep raising my bottom line. Like, why would I stop a win? Like, so if Apple stock's 100, I'm going to try to hold on to that thing for 30 years and take it to 2,000. Do something. Like, what I'm saying is there's a limit to how much I'll lose, but there's no limit to how much I'll win. Okay. this is essentially, if you understand, this would be the same even with gambling, except gambling, the only problem with gambling is it's the house it has the edge on you. So the problem there is that yes, you could win $1 million jackpot and you're not going to lose $1 million chasing it. So yes, you have way big upside, but you're not going to hit it. Let's be real. With ads though, it's better than the lottery. It's better than gambling. Okay. With ads, you can limit your losses and infinitely exponentially scale your wins. So you could spend $1,000 and make $2,000 and then just take your extra $1,000 in profit and reinvest that. So now you're spending $2,000 and then that makes, let's say, $2,000. Let's say that makes $4,000. Now you can go in and you can invest $4,000. So you can exponentially reinvest money and scale something like that to a level you've never seen. This is where you enter the superhuman levels of internet marketing. Now, today, I'm not going to teach this. I'm not going to teach you how to place the ads, but I'm just going to tell you that I've not seen a system online yet that is positioned for ads for you the way that this is. The only people I know succeeding with ads are advertising their own systems. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Russell Brunson's running killer ads for ClickFunnels. Billie Jean is running killer ads for best job ever, coolest job ever. Kala Kanai is running killer ads for freelance marketer. All of these people are running great ads, but guess what? They're not you. Are the affiliates running ads? Are ClickFunnels affiliates running ads? No. Are ClickFunnels, are full stack affiliates running ads? No. Are Billie Jean's affiliates running ads? No. You just see the main people's ads. Why? Because their systems, there's not enough profit in it for this equation to work. It doesn't work. What we do doesn't work with anywhere else. Well, of course, we have a little bit of fine tuning, but I need you to understand what we are doing, what we are actually doing here is something that will position you for the opportunity to be able to run ads at a profit and scale to an infinite amount. Now, I want to make sure that the proper disclaimers in here because I never know what you guys are clipping, but I do want to say that there's no guarantee anybody's going to make any money. Right now, it's a dream. It's a dream system that we're putting together where you can get paid instant commissions before your credit card bills even due. And I'm not telling you guys to go out and earn millions. I'm giving you a goal right now, which is I want you to set a goal right now on paper and put it in writing. I want you to set a goal that you are going to scale to spending $2,000 a day in ads. I'm going to let you sit on this for a minute. Take out something, maybe a phone to write with. If you're on a computer, you can minimize the Zoom. You can still hear me. I'm just here. You already know what I look like. Just write it on something. It's a hard goal to wrap your mind around, and I need you guys to spend a couple minutes to wrap your mind around this. $2,000 a day in ads. Now, there's a couple disclaimers here. You will never reach that amount if you're losing money. So keep in mind that the first thing we can all agree on is you're not going to start at $2,000 a day. You're not going to start tomorrow running $2,000 a day in ads, right? You might start tomorrow running $5 a day in ads or $20 a day in ads, right? But as soon as an ad is working, I'm going to encourage you, instead of being the guy that flips the one car and makes $2,500, I'm going to encourage you to be the person that buys the car at the auction, sells the car at cost, makes all the connections, build up the network, and becomes the biggest wholesaler in the entire city. I'm going to teach you how to really turn up the heat. Now, some of you are going to get greedy. Some of you are going to say, Chris, you don't understand. I got bills. I got debt. I owe people, and I'm finally making money. Yeah, I've been there. But you know what always happens to people that spend their business money like that? The problem is that you're not treating your business like a business. You're treating your business like a side hustle that makes you a little bit of extra money to take care of your real world problems. But meanwhile, your business is going to take a hit from it. If you can flip 100 to 2, then you can flip 2 to 4. You can flip 4 to 8. You can flip 8 to 1,000. You can flip 1,000 to 2,000. You're not far off. You'll get there. The thing is that I need you to believe it. So I think it's believable that we could start at $5 a day. We can start $20 a day. So let's start really, really small. And let's build our way up to 2,000 real quick. Okay. So let's say we're just placing $20 a day ads. Okay. Let's say you spent, I don't know. Let's say you spent $20 a day for 2 weeks. what is that? 15 days times 20. Is that 15 times 20? Is that 300? Okay. So you spent $300. Okay. You ran $20 a day ads for 2 weeks using the new system. You've spent $300, right? Not enough to make or break your life, but no one wants to lose 300, right? But let's say you got one customer. So you got one customer at $100 a month. Already, if that customer just stays on for 3 months, you've already broken even. So let's start with something very believable. $20 a day for the whole month. That's $20 times 30 days. That's $600 if you just found 2 customers that stayed on for 3 months. If you just found 3 customers, 3 in the whole entire month, 3 that joined for $100, that's just in 2 months, you got your money back. You know what else is crazy? That might be before your bills due. Okay, so let's say right now, let's say I used a credit card. Do I have one I could show you? Okay. Let's say I used a credit card, right? So I use this credit card today and I start running ads. As soon as the people join, I'm instantly paid $100, right? Then even 30 days later, I'm instantly paid $100. So if I use this, if I use this card today, depending on my billing cycle, it's crazy because depending on the billing cycle, I may have actually made money before there's ever any consequence to this card. Now, granted, I'm going to pay the card off early because I don't like limboing with credit. But my point is that that's how fast the money comes. Now, in a best case scenario, maybe you've even gotten maybe you're even breaking even on the front end. If you're breaking even on the front end, let's say that you spend $20 a day for 30 days. That is $600. And let's say that you successfully got 6 people to join your business. You spent $600. Your average cost per acquisition is $100. That's $600 a month. Now, let's say that they stayed on for 10 months. That's $6,000. You invested $20 a day for 1 month and you made $6,000. Can you show me anywhere in the stock market right now I can invest to get that kind of return in the next 10 months? 600 to 6,000. Can someone right now tell me what stock can I buy in the next 10 months that can get me 600 to 6,000? Curious. Okay, let's say I'm losing money. Let's go a little bit more conservative. Let's say that my $600 only got me 3 people. So I actually lost money. It cost me $200 to acquire. No, someone said Bitcoin. Bitcoin can't do that. Bitcoin can't do that. I can't get 100x. I can't get a 10x return on my Bitcoin in 10 months. I would bet an insane amount of money against that. The safer bet, we are in the halving. Yeah, you're not going to, look, you're not going to 10x. Yeah, if I would have bought in 2014, 2015, right? No, you're not going to 10x your money. You're not, Bitcoin, look, Bitcoin ain't going to like hundreds of thousands or a million right now. It's not like that, right? You got a much better chance in the Bitcoin, in the crypto world, you got a much better chance of altcoins doing that. If you would have given me an altcoin right now, that's like powering some video game that's like really popular and kids are like already using it to like, there's already currency involved in the game. There's already a lot of traction, like Fortnite introduces the ability to pay with a certain crypto. Then yeah, I think something like that, you can get 100x return. You can get silly rich off it, but no, not the big boys. You're not getting rich off. That's like saying that like I'm going to 10x my Apple stock in the next 10 months. No. Now listen, let's take it even further. Let's say you spend $20 a day for 30 days, right? So you're out $600. But let's say you got 3 customers. Okay, so you turn off the ads. You've lost $300 in month 1. But month 2, you've broken even. So now you got your $600 back. Month 3, you're profitable $300. But let's take it to 10 months. Let's say the average person let's say that the churn rate is around 10 month mark. Okay, that's our retention rate. Now, I think I would like to retain people a lot longer because they're going to lose they're going to lose their affiliate links. They're going to lose their marketplace links. They're going to lose access to all training. They're going to lose a lot, right? But let's just say right now, like Shopify works off a 9-month retention rate, right? And I don't think that they're as opportunity driven as us. So let's just say 10 months, just for the math. 3 customers, that's $300 a month times 10 months is $3,000 at the cost of $600. That is a 5x return. Just curious in the chat, if you just give me a yes or no. Is that a return that would excite you? Just that, a 5x return on your money invested into ads. Just curious. I'm just curious because you don't just have the 5x return, you have the experience. I mean, how about this? You have a testimonial. You know what you could do? You could just share that testimonial to recruit people for IIS. Be like, hey, Chris brings me out. Be like, hey, my name is Kim Gibson, or my name is Sean Schriffel, my name is Louisa, my name is Robert Boylan. And, I invested $20 a day for a month. I was able to get just 3 signups. And so I turned off the ads. I didn't know if it'd be successful, but those 3 signups stayed on. And by month 2, I broke even. And actually one of them upgraded and went all in. See, we haven't even talked about that. And the 3 of them bought high level. We haven't even talked about that. Do you know what I'm saying? We're leaving all of that on the side. All of that is pushed to the side right now. They might qualify for SETC. They might do this, that. We're pushing that to the side. $20 a day for 30 days, $600 spent, $300 earned, and you can still be profitable. You know what else is crazy? $20 a day for 30 days. Let's say you get 1 person. That's $100 a month. That person stays on for 10 months. You were still profitable. It's nuts. It's nuts. So not only can you be profitable because of the continuity that we have recurring monthly continuity that goes directly to your Stripe 100%, but you're also earning matching commissions when they sell. So if you advertise to the right audiences and they get excited about this, your people get excited about this and they go out there and start selling creators, mentors, and masters, like they're going to keep their builder money, but they start selling creators, mentors, and masters, you're just matching all their commissions. Every time they make a sale, they get paid a commission, you get paid the matching commission. Oh, come on. Come on. You could get 1 good person from an ad, and that 1 good person could go out and make, outside of the $100 a month billing, they might go out and make $20,000 in just the other products, and you made $20,000. Do you understand that there are so many ways to maximize this? Now, then we have the marketplace, all these affiliate offers. But even beyond all that, you guys do realize you also have access to your leads. You can also email your leads. So even in a worst case situation, if you're spending money on ads and you're generating leads, even if you're not making the kind of money you want to make, at least you're in control to be able to continue to try to sell them things, to try to reimburse your cost. So if you buy Apple stock, what can you do to make that stock go up? What can you do? What's in your control? If you go buy IBM right now, what can you do? Dell. Can you go buy a Dell and make the stock go up? Can you go buy an iPhone? No. Buying an iPhone will make 0 impact on that stock. Literally will do nothing whatsoever. You could be an influencer with 1 million followers on YouTube and do a full-blown review about how this is the best phone in the world, and you still won't even make an impact on that stock. In fact, the only impact that you likely could make on that stock would be a negative impact, meaning you probably could go out there and talk trash about that. And if it drama circulated enough, you actually probably could make a negative impact on that stock. But you can't make a positive impact on that stock. You can't buy Tesla stock and then go buy a Tesla and it goes up. There's literally nothing you could do. It is just pay and pray. Stock market investing is pay and pray. Crypto investing is pay and pray. You pay and you pray, right? So, I know you're joking. Come on. I'm not taking shots at no one, you guys. I use your words in the chat as like ammo for the fodder. It's a thing. I look here and then I just talk. I don't even read who says stuff. All right, y'all know that. This. I always know you guys are joking. I'm gonna go 13 more minutes. So listen. So, however, there are some investments you can do a little, but still very little. Like, let's say real estate. So if you buy some real estate, okay, if you bought it right, if you bought it very used and very beat up, then you might be able to do some TLC and improve the property. A good example would be curb appeal. So maybe you find a house that's covered with a whole bunch of bushes and just the paint's bad, right? If you clear everything out, get a nice lawn, get some nice little rocks in there, get a little waterfall, and then paint the front, right? Now you've got curb appeal. But that is only going to make a minimal, at the end of the day, these are minimal incremental differences you're going to make in the property. Now, granted, real estate is good because you could borrow the majority of the amount of money to do the deal. So you got that benefit, but you're still playing with a lot of money. You're still playing with big debts all over the place, right? And for not that much money, if you're renting it out, it's like a couple $100 a month. It's a real long-term game there. And it requires a lot to be able to do it because you're putting 25% down on properties. You're doing it through a corporation. It's a lot. I've done it. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. I don't wish it upon anybody unless you have a pure passion for it. Okay. So the bottom line is that most things that you invest into, there's not a lot you can do to improve the value of your investment, except ads. The thing is, with ads, there's literally everything you can do. That's the thing. Instead of buying stocks, real estate, whatever, it's like ads has exponential things you can do to it. There's always things that you can tweak and test and improve. You can test the ad copy. You can try different videos. You can split test different titles. You can use different images. You can split test different copy. You can take a page and make a duplicate page and make it to women and then target only women in the same audience and see how that converts. You can take the page, duplicate it, make the same page, but target people in retirement. You can take the page, duplicate it, target the same page, but target golfers. You know, you have an infinite. You can increase the sales funnel. You can figure out conversion tactics. You can increase the email campaigns. You can look at your open rates on your email follow-ups, and you can say, okay, I'm getting a 22% open rate. What can I do to get it to 30%? And then you can start working on that. Now you get it 30. There's an infinite. If you're talking about, the best example would be real estate, how you can improve some of it. You can improve the kitchen. You can improve the bathroom. You can improve the curb appeal. Maybe you can improve the backyard. It's a lot of time and money, way different market. But in the same way, you can improve everything when it comes to advertising. Advertising is, in my opinion, it's better than stocks. It's better than crypto. It's better than real estate. It's better than gambling. It's better than flipping cars and being a wholesaler because it has infinite scalability. And here's the thing. I was talking with Kiala the other day. And also, okay, fair transparency, I'm doing ad campaigns for ClickFunnels right now. You guys are going to see my face all over the place, probably next month, 2 months from now, maybe February, March, probably April. You're going to see me all over the place on social media for ClickFunnels. Maybe you guys already see me. You know, ClickFunnels is advertising one of my videos. It's got 7 million views. Okay. And it's their number. It's like one of the top ads. Well, I'm creating 5 new ads for ClickFunnels, and they're going to run these ads like crazy. They're probably going to spend tens of thousands a month on them, right? Now, all their hope is not that all 5 ads work. We're going to do 5 ads, and then we're going to do some variations, like basically some split tested versions, like different titles, different copy, different thing. We're going to take those 5 ads. We're going to branch it out to like 50 ads, maybe like 25 ads. All they're looking to do is have one of those ads work. That's it. And if just one of those ads works, that's all they need because they already know the game. It's worth way more than the amount they're paying me. They're paying me peanuts compared to how much money they can make. Okay. Same thing with Kiala. So right now, I'm also, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm also creating ads for Full Stack, for freelance marketer at this point, right? Not yet for the affiliates, although I will be, by the way, snapshot for those of you that were on yesterday. At the end. Remember I said we may be doing a deal with Full Stack for helping you guys make more sales. Just real quick, just in the chat, a couple hundred of you here. If you are currently involved in Full Stack as an affiliate, can you throw a 1 in the chat? I'm just curious. If you're currently involved in Full Stack as an affiliate, look at all these ones, you guys. Everybody's live right now, even if you're not. Just look at the ones. So, remember I told you I need to hear back from Kiala? I heard back from Kiala at 7:14 a.m. No, 7:01 a.m. 7:01 a.m. Done deal. Remember I told you last night? Full Stack is an affiliate opportunity, just like a High Level, just like ClickFunnels, just like an AI tool. It's an affiliate opportunity where now it's just another source of income for everybody that could go in the marketplace. Full Stack, baby. It's going to be huge. So now, you guys, I'm going to help you guys passively earn your Full Stack commissions too, if you guys are interested. You don't have to. Totally optional. But you guys saw the ones, right? It's nice. If you all really felt like a family, if everybody here really felt like a family, there was like 100 ones right there. If you had 100 brothers and sisters, Do you know what I'm saying? That were part of an affiliate program. If you had 100 brothers and sisters, wouldn't you want to see them win? And then also you could optionally win with them. That's what I'm talking about. Anyways, why am I talking about full stack and ClickFunnels? Because as I want to wrap up today's talk, I want to say they are hiring me to create ads for them. I am creating ads for ClickFunnels. I am creating ads for full stack. And I am like this close to creating ads for high level. So you'll see my face plastered everywhere because I'm the one doing all the ads. Why are they hiring me to do the ads? Because I've got the concepts that everybody wants. These concepts that we share here, this is what all the big companies want. They have the advertising budgets. So when I'm saying that, when I'm teaching you and I'm putting this together, you got to realize all these big companies want this. And I'm doing it for you guys. I'm not charging you for it. You know what I'm saying? Can I tell you now? No, I can't tell you until I sign a contract. I got verbal. I got verbal today. You guys, side note, in case anybody just wants to know how big business works, it's all contractual. Just so we're all clear. It's all verbal, but nothing is ever executed without duly signed contracts that say a whole bunch of stuff you don't want to have them say. It's like, I never want to sign any of these contracts. Because they'll just say such stuff that like, God, if they really wanted to like sue me, like what am I going to do? Because it'll be like who owns everything, what you're allowed to say, NDAs, what parts of the company are you allowed to talk about, what you're doing. It'll be like do not competes. It'll be like no cross recruiting. So like it'll say, for example, I'm not allowed to even talk to anybody inside of all of ClickFunnels or Full Stack or anything for a term of 6 months. At any point of exiting, I can't even tell them about anything we're doing. We have to clearly outline in advance all the things that I'm currently doing, where it's being marketed, and da 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 da. Like it's the contractual side about things is not very fun. I'm not going to lie. There's a few, just for what it's worth, since I'm just going 5 minutes, there's a few parts of business that I really don't like. Legal documents, lawyers, taxes. How many times should I say taxes? Filing, like corporations require consistent filing all the time of all this kind of stuff. Bookkeepers, accountants, having to keep books to give to them. It's kind of like, what's the point? It's like my ex-girlfriend. We used to pre-clean before the maids came. And I was like, what is the point of hiring maids if we're pre-cleaning? Why are we spending an hour going around doing a happy dance pre-cleaning? Why are we wiping down the counters? I didn't understand. Why are we doing this? So she's like, oh, you always pre-clean before the maids come. So it's like, why am I pre-filing all of my paperwork and my taxes and my bookkeeping? Why am I paying them if I'm doing this myself? What's the point? But then I guess you can't not do it. So yeah, there's a part of this business I don't like. I don't like contracts. I don't like court. I don't like lawsuits. I don't like the IRS. I don't like it at all when the IRS calls you. I don't like hearing from them at all. I wish I never heard from them in my life. I don't like taxes. Did I say that yet? And also I don't like dodging taxes. Like, they go, oh, well, smart people like Trump don't pay money in taxes and that. But it's like, you got to hire, like you got to spend so much money hiring people. And then you got to sit in all these meetings and you have to figure out, and they pitch you on some elaborate corporate structure. It's got 30 different entities that are all swung under into this like trust and this, family. It's like, I almost would have rather just paid the taxes at that point. So I don't like any of that. You guys got pre-cleaners, clean before the cleaner. I'm telling you, it's not just her. It's like every girl I know pre-cleans. Why? What is it with women pre-cleaning? I don't think men pre-clean. I don't clean before them. You know what men do? I hide things. Men don't pre-clean. We hide. Someone's coming over to clean stuff. I'm hiding jewelry, money. I'm going to the safe and I'm putting everything into my safe and locking that thing up. That's the only thing I'm doing. Michelle, what do you mean you can't afford a cleaner to come in? What are you talking about? It's like $40. I mean, do you live in a mansion? You were going to say single men hide things. Yeah, that's all. As a single man, you're like, oh, a girl's coming over to clean the house. The first thing I'm doing is I'm looking around like, what is incriminating? What am I embarrassed about? And then like, I'll find like a banana that's like 8 weeks old. And I'll be like, yeah, that's probably, I'll pre-clean that thing. Okay. I'm going to wrap up 2 minutes with something. So let's go back to 2K per day. I want you to spend $2,000 per day to make $2,000 per day, not at a profit. Okay. I want you to not care about profit. In fact, I want you to get the word profit out of your mind completely. Profit is for people who are good. Profit is for experts or pros. But here's a quote for you. Ready? Profit is for the pros. So, people go like, how would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? And like a girl will say like, I'm a 10 because like she's just believing she's a 10. Listen, let's not fool ourselves. Don't say I'm a pro. Like you're not a pro. We're beginners that need experience to get good and then need results to become a pro. We are not pros. We are not 10 out of 10s. Okay. We have room to grow. Okay. So listen, you need to accept reality. Okay. Here's the reality. Profit is for the pros. So the best thing that you could do is not focus on profit. It's focus on this. Okay. Product, pricing, shipping. Now, we're a digital product, so our shipping is instant. Our fulfillment is instant. So you have the cost of acquisition and you have the cost of the product, right? The cost of product is fixed, but the cost of product is recurring. So you have a little bit of room there. You have a little bit of room there, meaning, as long as you're making back the money, once you make back the money, you can invest again. As long as you're making it back, then you can invest again. So I want you to think about this, $2,000 a day. So you'll probably get there overnight once you're doing $200 a day. I jumped from 10,000 to 20,000 in 1 month. It took me 5 years to get to 10,000, but the next month I was at 20,000. I just watched a YouTube video. It took this guy 2 years of grinding YouTube. Maybe it's 3 years, 4 years. And then he got to 1 million subscribers. And then 100 days later, he got to 2 million. And then it was like 60 days later, he got to 3 million or something. It was just nuts. So what I'm saying is, you're not going to get to you've got to break 2,000 down. First thing you would do is divide by 10. $2,000 a day divided by 10 is $200 a day. So the hard part is not getting 2,000. The hard part is getting to 200, which really is 100. So the hard part is getting to 100 a day. If you can figure out a way to get to $100 a day, then you're pretty much, as long as you can sustain $100 a day, you're going to be able to do 200 a day, because that's basically the same thing. And then as long as you can do $200 a day and you can get a little bit more data and get your comfort up at $200 a day, then it's nothing to be able to spend 2,000 a day. It's just 10. You're just duplicating the ad 10 times. And $100 a day isn't really very far off from $20 a day. I mean, look at the phases here. Just $5 a day, Facebook, $20 a day, TikTok. Get to the point where you got at least like get some experience, kind of lose a little bit of money, but figure it out, break even. Finally, you're like, yeah, I made some sales. Once you make some sales, like, okay, so I know it works. I got to tweak it. So you got it. Don't worry about profit. If you make any profit, just reinvest it, right? So just don't spend any profit. Just your ad budget's your ad budget. So then you're like, okay, I'm making some sales. I'm on the leaderboard. I can think about the leverage. Even if I'm not making money, I can still use my testimonial on the leaderboard to be able to use that in my marketing and tell people, yeah, I'm just running ads. That's how I'm generating all my sales. I'm just running ads. And people are like, wow, I could do this too. So you see what I'm saying? It all self-cycles. So now you can go to $100 a day and kind of do the same thing. And you're like, oh, well, now my numbers are spiking on the leaderboard. I could use that to be able to make some sales. I could try some new ads. I figured I'm breaking even. Then you go to $200 a day. And once you go to $200 a day and you can really get the experience, because that's $6,000 a month. So for sure, you're going to get a lot of $100 sales. Now you're going to be able to start to calculate LTV. What percentage I'm getting a lot of hundreds. So what percentage of them are going 250? What percentage are going 1,000? What percentage are going 5,000? So you just kind of figure all that out. And I'll try to add another product. LTV is lifetime value. So basically in the beginning, acquiring a customer, month one, the lifetime value of that customer is $100. Right? They've been on 1 month and you've made $100. As soon as they've been on 2 months, the lifetime value is now 200 to you. If they also bought high level, and now you're making $40 a month, now that was 2 months of that, now the lifetime value is 280. So you literally spent, let's say, $100 and you've acquired a customer that has made you $280. So your lifetime value keeps going up as they stay on the monthly and as they buy products. The amount that customer, the value of that customer to you goes up over time. So once you actually know your lifetime value, once you know, hey, my average customer across the board from ads is worth $800. Well, then you could spend, now you're like, well, I could spend $400. I mean, shoot, I could spend up to $800 to acquire a customer because I can still break even. So now you can spend $2,000 a day. You can spend $6,000 a month because you know you can spend up to $800. Maybe you get the LTV to $1,000, you can spend up to $1,000. So you're spending a bunch of money, but you know it's all coming back. Now, granted, at that level, you don't want your LTV. You got to be like a rich company to have bankroll to be able to last several months, right? Until you get your money back. So your lifetime value is not the real number. You really want to look at probably like a 60-day number. If my lifetime value is $800, still, how much am I making after like 2 months? After 2 months, I'm making, let's say, $300. Well, that's the max I could spend on ads. So even though in the long term, I'm going to be profitable, it's great investment. Just like buying stocks, it's going to be a great investment. In the short term, I do need to make some of my money back. I can't just dump all my money into ads. I need to make some back. So maybe after 2 months, I've made 300. That's kind of more of a 60-day float. A 60-day float, you can kind of do it on credit cards with credit card payments, stuff like that. It's a little harder to do it on Amex. You're going to need a little bit more money, but any other credit card with a high limit, you can do it on. You can do it on Amex. It would be better to do it on Amex, but you're going to have to pay it off. Well, the co-op marketing campaign, Brett, the co-op marketing campaigns have nothing to do with this because that's just free sales. That's just random free sales. There's nothing you'll do to it. That's like buying stock. There's nothing you can do to increase the value there. The only thing that can increase the value there is for me to be as cautious and calculated as I can. Sid, I have no credit. Then use cash. I've never used credit for ads. When I speak generally, I'm not saying everybody should do this. You guys understand, right? When I say use a credit card, that means if you have a credit card, use it. If not, use cash. If you don't have cash, let's make some. Make some cash. I mean, we're giving you instant cash right here. If you don't know what I'm pointing at the leaderboards. I mean, it's just cash. If you need cash, we give it instant to your Stripe, right to your bank account. Steven made in the last, 10 days, Steven's made $15,760 in instant cash. In the last 10 days, Jeffrey's made $14,060 in instant cash. JC's made $12,120. Paul Inglis, $7,700 in instant cash. Stefan, $7,120 in instant cash deposited instantly to their accounts, right to their bank. So if you don't have credit, then use cash. If you don't have cash, then roll up your sleeves and get some cash. If you don't want to roll up your sleeves and get some cash, then find a credit partner. Solve the problem. Not having credit is not a real problem. Not having money is not a real problem. That is self-sabotage. You are using it as an excuse because failure is easier to you than success. But as soon as you flip your mindset, you realize success is actually way easier than failure. I would much rather be successful than not. And it's easier. But the problem is that we let society brainwash us for X amount of years of our life, and we think it's not all that real. That's fairy tale stuff. And we just tell ourselves these stories, so we let somebody else create our reality. Anyways, it wasn't a shot at the person that asked, by the way. I don't know. I don't even know who it was. Don't even remember. I just wanted to point that out. Y'all appreciate today? Was it okay? I mean, I did do a 2.5 hour live earlier, did coming up on 2.5 hours here. Again, my judgment is I just want to get an ROI out of this. It does help seeing you guys' names on the leaderboard, granted. So congratulations. Cole, Mitch, Ricky, Neil, Stefan, Paulie, Jorge, Jeffrey, Steven, Terry. Everybody, I mean, I can go on. There's like 30 people here. I don't need to read them all. How about this? Go look at the top 10 earning leaders in the last 7 days, and you got Jeff with a test account on there. Okay. Jeff Long did a test account. Come on, you guys. Can everybody do me a favor? Can you set a goal to beat Jeff's test account? Come on. I mean, come on. Is that a fair goal? Jeff has a test account. Hold on. Let's look at this. This is your goal. This is your challenge. This is ridiculous. What even is this? Look at this. Look at this over here. Top 10 earners. Let me close this. Top 10 earners last 7 days. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you guys see it? Top 10 earners. Look down here, number 10. Jeff Test 4. I don't know about you guys. Where are my D's at? If you guys are a D personality, if you are outgoing and task-oriented, put a D in the chat. I'm just curious. Put a D in the chat if you are outgoing and task-oriented. I'm just curious. Who is a D? If you've been on my personality trainings, who is a D? Who would consider themselves outgoing and task-oriented? You like to lead, you like to manage, you like to be on camera, you want to be a boss, you want to be a CEO, you want to be a founder, you want to run a company. You know, you enjoy all this kind of stuff. You don't mind. You would be willing to, you'd be willing to speak on stage if you needed to. Okay, well, for those of you, the D's, for those of you that are D's right now, I got one statement. Okay, this is just for the D's. This isn't, everybody else don't listen, okay? You guys, earmuffs. Everybody but the D's, earmuffs, please. I don't want you to hear this. You guys ready, D's? Here you go. I don't think you can do it. That's it. I don't think you could do it. That's it. I'm going to go hang out with the I's, the S's, and C's. I just don't think you guys could do it. I mean, Jeff Test account is beating you. Just being honest. I don't think you could do it. Straightforward. That's how I'm going to end today, guys. Just letting the D's know they can't do it. Hey, the C's, the I's, the S's, I'll be connecting with you guys. The D's, though, I just don't think they could do it. So, appreciate you guys. And I'll talk to you guys later. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Peace.
If I want to promote this conference to you, this is the sales language that I want to use for this. I want to use language that sounds a little bit like the life of an entrepreneur. What's up, record breakers? Chris Record here. Another day, another vlog. In fact, we're on vlog number 121, and I'm excited because today we just crossed over 1 million views on this brand new channel. My other channel, my second channel, already hit over 1 million views. In fact, we got one video over there, well over 700,000 views just on its own. But today we crossed over 1 million views here on this channel, mostly due to a brand new video called The Hodl Gang, which is a rap I released last week that started going viral. We just crossed 60,000 views on that video in just 3 days. So first of all, congratulations and thank you, record breakers, for helping to achieve this milestone. So as you guys can see right now in the background, the moon is just rising in the sky. It is beautiful. It looks amazing out here with the Las Vegas city lights, and I'm excited. So with that being said, what I want to do is I want to flash back to around this time last year. I was speaking on stage at a conference here in Las Vegas, and I was teaching about how to sell based on somebody's personality type. You can sell online, you can sell through emails, through blog posts, or even face-to-face if you understand somebody's personality type. And what I do is I use the DISC personality profiles, DISC, and it's really simple to follow along with. If you guys want to follow along right now, this is very educational. Just draw a big plus on a piece of paper, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to fill it all in. Identify what personality type you are, identify the personality type of the people around you, like your friends, your family, your spouse, whoever it might be. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take notes on this and start applying it in your life on a day-to-day basis. This is one of the greatest strategies I've ever learned, and I'm excited to introduce you to DISC personality profiles. There's gonna be 4 categories. The top one right here, up on the top of it all, write the word outgoing. Watch, I'm building this right in front of you. You'll watch some quick ninja PowerPoint skills. Okay. So you got outgoing. And then on the bottom, write the word reserved. And then on the left, write the word, write 2 words, task-oriented, just like that. And then on the right, write the word people-oriented. So you got task-oriented, then you got people-oriented. And it looks a little something like that if you're done. Okay, so what you have is you have a plus, you have task-oriented, people-oriented, outgoing, and reserved. And based on this, kind of bring it all together so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, based on this, you're essentially able to really identify the 4 different personality types right there. If you were to ask yourself right now, what I want you to do is, in these 4 columns here, I want you to put a letter, and I want you to identify which one you are. So we're going to start off with the letter D in this top left one. Let me go ahead and make it bigger for you, but the letter D. Okay. So you got a letter like that. It's going to be D right here on the top left. Okay, let me cover this, and we'll go through all the letters real quick. In the top right over here, you're going to have the letter I. This training right here, I can't tell you how much money this has helped me make. You might all be wondering, what on earth am I doing? But it's so valuable. Okay? So you'll eventually, you'll love this training. You'll eventually fall in love with it. And then DIS, and then over here, put a C. Okay, just like that, disc. So it kind of forms the word disc if you kind of go left to right. I'm really just drawing this on the spot here in PowerPoint. Disc, D-I-S-C. So in a series of 2 questions on your own paper, if you had to choose today and today only, you can change your mind tomorrow, but if you had to choose right now in this exact moment, it doesn't matter if you're in between stuff. Right now, if you had to make a decision, for you personally, circle the word outgoing or the word reserved. Which one are you predominantly more? Even if it's only 51%. Would you consider yourself more outgoing or would you consider yourself more reserved? Everybody circle it real quick. Take 1 second and think about it and circle it. Outgoing or reserved. You can change it. Don't worry about all the questions going in your head like, well, it depends on where I am and da-da-da-da. Just circle it. The next one is circle whether you, on average, if you had to choose between you being more task-oriented or people-oriented today and today only, circle which one you are, task-oriented or people-oriented. Okay, now what you've done is you have cornered one part of that chart. If you have done this accurately, if you chose that you are outgoing and people-oriented, then you would be an I. Go ahead and circle the letter that is in between the 2 sides that you chose. You chose 2 corners. Circle the letter that is in between. If you did this properly, you are going to be either a D, I, S, or C. And then what I want you to do is you can choose a secondary category. So you've done this once, you've chosen your personality type. Now do this again, but choose your second personality type. You can kind of circle maybe your second one or put like a number 2 next to it. You can circle the 2 you are, put 1 and 2, something like that. What everybody has is they have a dominant personality type and then a secondary personality type. Most people are very strong in one area and very weak in another. Some of you have managed to balance this all out somehow. Okay, let's just curious real quick with a show of hands, how many people in here chose the category, how many is their number 1 predominant choice? Raise your hands if you chose D. D is your thing. Hold them up real quick. Looking around. Let's look around. So you're like drivers, okay? Put them down. You're prefer to be like kind of dominant. You're more in kind of control. You're very much more of like really wanting to lead a situation. You want to be the one in control, the driver. Okay, how many people in this room chose I as their category?
You hear how they even make noise? That's how you know they're really I's, right? They are just like the D's, but if they can either stay home and work on a project or go hang out with their friends and go have dinner at the restaurant and go to a movie and party, they're going to choose that option every single time. They're just more outgoing. Okay, that's the I type. Now, this is going to come in handy, and for some of you, we could end the conference right after this talk, and this piece of information alone can, for many of you, can significantly increase your revenues in your business. Just this piece of information. But I'm going to show you how we're using this to make you more money. S. How many people in this room chose S as your personality type? Notice how quiet they are? Even though they're people-oriented, they're quiet because they're more reserved. Notice how we went from the outgoing, the D's. Here was something. The D's, prompt. Just like, like this. And then the I's were like, yeah, like this. And then the S's were like this. Right? But here's the thing about S's. You're still people-oriented. You're reserved. You keep yourself, you're people-oriented. These are the supportive people. These are the people in your community that will always be there. These are the volunteers. These are the people that were served. These are the people that want to participate. They want to belong. They're a team player. They want to contribute, but they don't want to be overpowering. They don't want to be dominant. They don't want to be, in anybody's face. They don't want to create conflict. They don't want anything to be. These are the people that are also easily overwhelmed. Easily overwhelmed because they're people-oriented. They're not task-oriented. They're reserved and they don't want to get into all the data and the details. So things can be very overwhelming for them. But they'll always be there. They're consistent, they're core, they will always be supportive. How many people in this room, raise your hands, did you choose C as your predominant type? Okay, look around. These are your reserved task-oriented people. So the only real difference between the outgoing task-oriented and the reserved task-oriented is that the outgoing people, they would rather take something and delegate it and lead people and run an operation and manage things. Whereas the C-type personality, you're a lot more, let me dive into the details. Let me take my time. Let me make an educated decision. Let me figure out if this is, you need to make logical sense of things. Once things make logical sense, you're willing to take action. Whereas a dominant driver, I get to say like, hey, when you earn $100,000 in commissions, we're giving you a $100,000 cash bonus. The driver's like, you know what, I could do that. Sign me up. Like, that's the level of thought. It's like, you know what, I could make that happen. Whereas C-type personality is going to say, how can you afford to pay that $100,000? Where exactly is that coming from? If you paid that to 10 people, wouldn't you be out of business? And, you start logically, but then as soon as the numbers make sense and you're able to calculate it and it makes sense, your skepticism is overcome by logic. Okay, that's the C-type personality. So, that's a general overview of 4 personality types. Now, when you're selling, and by the way, for those of you in the back that are at the time clock, go ahead and drop like 20 minutes off this. I don't need that much time right now. You can take 20 minutes off of it. So, okay, how do you use this for selling? Let's talk about this event as the example, and then after we talk about this event, let's talk about this sales funnel as the example. Then after we talk about the sales funnel, let's talk about your e-commerce business as the example. 3 examples, very clear. Pay attention. Okay, example number 1, this event. Can you go ahead and I want to have you all raise your hands again. For the D's, those that chose D, raise your hands. Okay? And I'm going to look at this section right here. So all you D's. If I want to promote, you can lower them. If I want to promote this conference to you, this is the sales language that I want to use for this. I want to use language that sounds a little bit like, here's why you need to be here. The leaders are going to be here. Leaders, that's a key word. That's a sales word. The leaders are going to be here. The biggest players in the industry are going to be here. Industry, big players, leaders. These are keywords that automatically tailor to this D-type personality. This is gold when you're selling something or whenever you're trying to influence people. Influence. Influencers are going to be here. I'm going to tell you a couple stories. There's a guy that I know that's going to be at this event who literally grew he just doubled his social media profile from like 600,000 to over 1 million people, 1 million followers, and that's somebody that you should be connected with. When you come to this event, make sure to reach me. I would love to make an introduction. See, these kind of words, okay? Words that are saying things like, we have a matching millions program. We're paying $100,000 matching bonuses and $1 million matching bonuses at this event. You'll see exactly how, and I'd love to introduce you to 5 people that have already done it. Okay. Words like this are what leaders need to see. Now, let's go opposite real quick. Let's go from the top to the bottom of this chart. and let's talk about how that won't work for the C-type personalities. Let me face this way. How many people on this side chose C-type personalities? Okay, about 20% of this room, and everybody back there too. C-type personality. When I use dominant language like that, it can sound a little bit hyped up, a little bit kind of too hypey. Okay, the C-type personality is gonna automatically, it's gonna be counterintuitive to your personality. So watch how I'll change it. Only speaking to the C's right now. At this event, we're going to go through some extremely detailed information, so bring a notebook because it's probably going to be filled by the time you walk out of here. In fact, some of our members bring 2 notebooks because you might actually have to open up a second one. I don't know if you like data or not, but if you do like data, good, because we're going to be showing some very significant data. We're going to be diving into the metrics of a Facebook advertising account and showing what really it takes to succeed, not that hyped up stuff that everybody else out there talks about. It might get a little boring from time to time as I'm going through these spreadsheets and crunching these numbers, but as long as you like data, you're going to love this event. Would any C's agree that that starts to become music to your ears? Right? But that's not music to my ears if I'm a D-type person. If I'm a D-type, it's like, can't I pay somebody to learn that? Do I really have to sit through a grueling spreadsheet session? So now let's go over to the right side, the I's, okay? So again, going over here, how many people chose I as their personality type, right? Okay, so for you I's, here's why you gotta come to this event this weekend. It's a freaking party. There's gonna be so many people here. You're gonna meet so many people. Your Rolodex is probably gonna double. I can't wait to introduce you. Oh, you've gotta be VIP so you can come to the parties each night that we're having. It is so much fun. Listen, sure, there's going to be some details, but what's cool is that you don't need to learn all the details. As long as you meet the right people, it's going to open tons of doors for you. Listen, do you like having fun? Because if so, this weekend's going to be a blast. Will that work with the C-type personalities? Not at all. Okay, and then the last one, the S's. How many people chose S as their personality type? Okay, so be quiet for them. I can't be too overpowering with my language right now because that alone, the tonality will be a little bit of a turnoff. Same with the C-types. When you're reserved, you've also got to tone down your language. You know, listen, I appreciate the fact you were at my last event. I just wanted to acknowledge that. Would love to have you back out to this event. You're always so supportive. You always help everybody. You have a smile on your face. Let me ask you a question. Would you be willing, when you come out maybe one of the days, would you be willing to volunteer and just help out and maybe usher some people to their tables? You know, I know it's not a paid gig, but it would be great for community support. And then on top of that, what we're going to do different at this event is we're really going to there's going to be a section where we're going to slow things down and really just go over step by step what it takes for a newbie to get started online. Really make sure that we don't leave anybody behind in our community. That's what this event's going to be all about. Do you guys agree that slowing down the language, bringing it in more like that is a little bit more appealing to the S-type personality? Now here's the thing. Persuasion and influence 101 is learning that you can't say the same message in the same way to all 4 personality types. You're not going to convert as well. Now, I just described this event. Technically speaking, were all versions that I described, were they all true? Right? Is the event fun and you're going to meet a bunch of people, be like a party? But is the event also going to be very detailed with a lot of detailed information on setting up e-commerce websites and Facebook ads? Yeah. Do we also want volunteers and supportive people here at the event? Yeah. And at the same time, are we also going to be showing how to be able to earn big incomes, 6-figure incomes, giving away cars, things that leaders would be appealing to? It's all true. But you have to learn to craft your message in a way that appeals to these 4 personality types.
All right, you guys, hopefully you enjoyed that session on DISC personality types. Now listen, if you enjoyed training like this, smash the subscribe button, become a record breaker. But wait, before you guys leave, I've got another section I'm gonna play for you on bridge marketing. What bridge marketing is where you figure out how to be able to develop a bridge between you and the potential prospect or client you are trying to sell. So for example, let's say that I have a Facebook ads course, but but I want to target real estate agents. Well, they may not be looking for a Facebook ads course, but if I go ahead and create a bridge, like my Facebook ads course is for real estate agents, it will teach them how to get more buyer leads and more seller leads. Suddenly, it's exclusive to them, it's personalized to them, and now they're more interested and they want to buy it. So bridge marketing is one of the biggest techniques that I've used in the past few years to explode on the scene. So what I want to do right now is go ahead and roll a clip of bridge marketing.
This is what bridge marketing is. Bridge marketing is taking the same message, but creating 4 different pathways for it. What we've done with bridge pages, which is a part of Smart Member software, is you have the ability to change the message based on the personality type. Hypothetically speaking, what if you were able to send somebody to a quick little survey, a quick little quiz? Just a quick little survey, asks them a series of 4 or 5 questions. How much money are you looking to make with your e-commerce business? Have you ever done this before? Would you say that you're somebody who's very, very task-oriented, or would you say you're somebody who's a little bit more people-oriented and good with people? Right? See how I snuck that question in there? Right in the middle of some other questions? What if there was a quick little survey where they got something for free? All they had to do is answer a couple questions. They get something for free. And what if, based on the outcome of those questions, they saw a different page, 4 variations of the same page based on how they answered the questions? If somebody said that money was their big driver, you guys like that? Bridge marketing. So, for example, if somebody said, I'm outgoing, I'm task-oriented, and I want to make $100,000 a month. That is such an insane amount of money. It's technically possible, but it's insane. So what I would do is that we would bring them to a page that's a lot more money-driven, a lot more leader, D-style personality. Hey, we got this Matching Millions program. Hear from this person who just got $100,000. Hear from this person. Hear from this person. All the leaders in the industry are talking about this program. And when I start talking like that on that page, suddenly they're going to get excited. But that same thing would turn away a lot of the other personality types. So you have a same page, same sales page, same message, all selling the event in 4 different ways. Now, same thing with your e-commerce site, e-commerce example. Same thing, when you're selling a product, do you agree on a surface level, you might say, I'm selling, let's say, I'm just going to choose a generic product. Let's say I'm selling watches. Okay, I'm selling watches on my store. Now, if I'm selling a watch to a male or a female, do you agree that men and women are slightly different in the language that they react to? On a surface level, you might say we're all equal, but we're just not. We actually have different personality types. Even the most subtle things, colors. If all you did was add one little parameter on the end of your URL, you link to your page with your Facebook ad, you target women. And what if you just put one little thing that said gender equals women? On your page, you add a little thing to the end of your URL that says gender equals women, and the page changed. Here's what I mean. Let's say that you're selling watches. Instead of the picture of the watch being on a men's hand, you put the picture of a watch being on a female's hand. Instead of it being a male watch, it's a female watch as the example, even though you sell both. Instead of the color of the background of the page being black or red, maybe it's a softer, a purple, or a softer color. Maybe the background, the imaging, maybe you even talk about how it's ideal for women. Talk about the benefits of women. You make a subtle changes to the page, and then you just put gender equals women or keyword equals women, and it automatically saves all those changes. It's the same exact page, slightly different language. Even the video, if you have a video, even the video swapped out. You take the elements of the page, you go, if I was a woman, I would want this color background, I would want this text, I would want that image, I would want that. You just save gender equals women, it creates the page automatically, dynamically in seconds for you. Just like that. No coding needed, no anything. You just literally make the changes. You say, instead of this video, play this video. What about age? If you target women 18 to 24, do you agree that demographic is interested in different things than women ages 45 to 65? What if the simplest little thing in the background was, instead of a background of maybe watches with a couple of young women ages 18 to 24 wearing the watches happy versus a couple of older women ages in their 50s wearing the watch and talking about it? The subtle little difference takes you 10 seconds with bridge pages, e-com pages. But that one little slight difference is the difference between converting more on your website. When you understand personality types, you make these subtle changes and you start converting more. Nobody in the industry is doing this. We built a tool to do this automatically for you with no code all included in. That's personality type selling, personality-based selling. Now, with Facebook ads, you don't even have to ask them any questions. You know why? Facebook already knows everything about you. Everything. They literally do. I can tell you right now, I can go right now into Facebook ads and I can pretty much identify which personality type you are based on the interests and likes that you have. Or even if I don't know your personality type, I can still do subtle things. For example, let's say that I have a necklace, and let's say that this necklace that I'm selling on my e-commerce site, I want to target women, but let's say that I'm targeting women who like jewelry with this basic necklace, but then subtly, watch the subtleness. The background, in the background of this beautiful page with this necklace, this woman wearing this necklace in the background, or let's not even use a necklace, let's say a bracelet. In the background, this woman using this bracelet, it happens to be a golf background. Now hear me out, a golf course. You guys want to know the subtle art of persuasion? If you target women and you do an intersecting, you go women who like these jewelry and this and that, who also like golf. None of the sales language on the page says golf. You just swap out the background for golf. If you're a woman who likes golf and you go to this page like, wow, that's really nice jewelry, you know what's happening subconsciously? You're drawn in because there's a picture of a golf course in the background, something you love. Or a picture of horses in the background, and you target women who are interested in this jewelry who also like X amount of keywords having to do with horseback riding and trail riding and horses and equestrian and all this. This is the craziest thing ever. When we started experimenting with this, these are things that can double or even triple conversion rates when you do them right. These are called subtle advertising messages. You do little subtleties in the background, people don't even know. It takes you, with this tool, takes you a minute to do. And now, 1 minute to be able to increase conversions. Even if it didn't increase conversions, if it only took you a minute, it's worth it. It's just an extra minute. And it's not going to decrease conversions. You're not going to take somebody who loves something and I don't want that because I love this. It doesn't make sense. Logically, it can only help and can't hurt. That's what we do. So this personality type is what we're going to be doing, asking questions on the front end and teaching you how to target people with Facebook ads.